when Baba tells us, for example, that you have to be an image of divinity in every thought, every word, every action. Of course, yes, this is Srimat. And my question to myself is, okay, then what's my note, or what's my mark? What's the percentage to which I can do it? And I'm sure all of us, we just want to reach our destination. And we know that time is getting shorter and shorter, maybe not in the drama, I don't know, but in my body, I can feel it. I'm still playing tennis, enjoying it. And the day I'm starting to play tennis slowly, I will know this is really only a short time remaining. So I'm really fully enthusiastic still in my Brahmin life. And this line that if I recognize Baba differently, I will be able to match his thoughts to a greater extent. And I felt that, for example, my effort is not to remember Baba, but it's to recognize him. And my effort is to find ways to be with him that are really going to take over my heart, my mind, my spirit, my life, because this is the only way, in my opinion, to move forward. And yes, there were so many adventures in this Brahmin life, so many different periods, rebellious periods, doubting periods, questioning periods. But ultimately, I find the last few years have been more and more really enjoyable in finding myself more and more free from all the details, all the unnecessary thoughts, and just exploring the beauty of soul consciousness and being with Baba. And I know there's no end to this discovery. Listening to Moni Didi every night, I keep thinking, how can she find so many interesting ideas? And you can think that after almost 600 evenings nonstop, she would start to repeat herself a little bit. And I can tell you that she's not. I can't imagine myself, speaking 600 nights on a row. I will get a little bit panicking in just repeating myself. So it just proves to me that the connection with Baba really brings me into an ocean which has no limits. And the awareness I have at the moment is in the recognition. I just played a little exercise. When we teach the course to now Zoom babies and Zoom spirits and zombies, we just still tell them the same thing. To know someone, you need to find out about 6 attributes: the name, the form, and the list. And I've just been revisiting almost after 35 years, thinking, if I go back to those 6 elements, what would be now my way to describe the answer to these 6 attributes of Baba? And just even for the name, it sounds such a simple thing. How do you name Baba? And the last conversation I had with Sister Moini, she was saying the same thing, that, don't forget Baba is God. And for me, a mantra that has been very useful from time to time is to tell myself, Baba is God, but God is Baba. And just playing with those words to realign, who am I really connecting with? I jokingly one day asked Mani Didi, how many Babas do we have in the Brahma Kumaris? Because sometimes I wonder if I'm remembering the same Baba as my sister or my brother. And when they describe their relationship with Baba, I wonder, I says, oh, really? I don't know, my Baba is not like that. I don't know which Baba are you remembering, but I'm not sure we're remembering exactly the same Baba. So have we all created a Baba of our own? Or when Baba says from time to time, only very few of you know me as I am, what I am. I'm sure we all feel, being called and wondering, well, which Baba am I remembering? So just even for the name, how am I calling him? Daddy Janki used to tell us so many times, Mera Baba, just trying to evaluate the depth of my way of saying my Baba. So just on the name itself, I found an exploration for a few Amritvelas, really, to play with names, you know, my bubble nut, my Lord of innocence, you know, you like thorns, here I am, I'm your thorn, you know, just playing with names of Baba and exploring the richness of his identity based on his name. Shiva, I don't call Baba Shiva too often, but I played one day, I says, do you want me to call you Shiva? Are you more comfortable if I say, hey, Shiva? who will show up in my Madvela if I call him Shiva? But it's a beautiful name. And so going through those 6 elements or 6 attributes, I rediscovered a totally different dimension. And, you know, being, I don't know the English word, but to be almost inhabited by Baba, as if Baba lives in me. It sounds strange. I mean, Baba is not in me, but I always find that, you know, we live with so many people in our head, as if we have a big apartment building in our head, and there's squatters, some who are living there illegally, and some who have just nicely negotiated with me a lease, you know, for conference age or for a year, or for the time they provide me with some happiness. I give them a nice VIP flat in my head, and I allow them to live there. So lately I fired everybody from there and I said, everybody out, sorry, nobody's going to live in my head anymore. I'm going to make that whole space just for me and Baba. Is that okay with everyone? And even Moini Didi doesn't have a flat anymore here. It's just private, me and Baba in my head. And I'm not joking. I mean, this is really serious Diwali preparation of cleaning my head. It takes more than 4 hours actually. And enjoying these new relationships with Baba in such a way that I feel I want him to live in me. And I know it's not, I'm saying this, and at the same time, tomorrow I may just lose the connection and become very ordinary again. But when that experience is there with Baba, I know that it fulfills the thought I was given years ago, that you keep searching for something in human beings because you've been using that sustenance for generations and generations, many lives. And the mistake I was making was to look in Baba, or to look into Baba for the same things that I was taking from human beings. And that brilliant soul, a senior, told me, Baba will never provide you with what human beings are giving you. But it's for you to find in Baba what he gives you that no human beings will ever be able to give you. And that was like a big, again, turning point in my relationship with him. And what I discovered lately, and again, I know it sounds like a very late arrival in Brahmin life, but this notion that my level of soul consciousness will again totally change the light of my relationship with Baba. And we know that intellectually, I've known that from the beginning. But deep within, to really make the effort to try new things, to be soul conscious, to feel soul consciousness in a very, very new way every week in Amritvela. And I give you an example. Who am I sharing with here? I hope no DDs is listening, otherwise I'll be fired, but it's okay. I can retire from my Canadian trip. But recently, to be honest with you, I was just in a beautiful park in Montreal. And as you know, Canadians are so cool. And so anyway, I was in a park and I saw amazing people. And I won't go into details, but I could tell that my organs, my sense organs was really pulled. And I could find that so cute, so nice. And I said, Eric, what are you doing? What are your eyes doing? What are you staring at? And I could hear Baba, the Shiva sitting in so many places in my head. He has the whole room. And he was on a couch saying, hey, dude, what are you doing? What are you looking at? And I said, nothing, Baba, just nothing. It's just, it's nice park. And then I realized your eyes are so mischievous, right? You look French, you're okay, you put your sunglasses, but hey, what are you doing? And I mean, it's a small thing, but I just told myself, okay, well, what's the power of yoga? Because yoga is supposed to control the sense organs. And so I went into an exploration of my 5 senses. Don't do that if you want to remain happy and healthy. So I put my 5 senses in the laboratory with microscopes, telescopes, knives, solutions, you know, all kind of things. My senses got so scared. They wanted to run away. I said, no, 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 no. We're going to do a full examination here. And I pulled out my nose, my ears, my tongue, my eyes, my hands. And I told them, this is going to be painful, but I have to check you out thoroughly. And to be honest with you, I was quite disappointed. And I thought, oh, I find divine ways to indulge, you know, through all of them. And the thought I had was, well, when am I going to become a true yogi who conquer the 5 senses? And so to me, again, it was totally connected with my degree of soul consciousness. You speak nicely, you give talks, you look good. I play tennis, I wear sunglasses, I have a nice yellow coat. If you see my yellow coat, I mean, such a beautiful coat. And what? Are you yogi? Are you really deeply soul conscious when you wear your beautiful yellow coat with your sunglasses? Or are you divinely pretending to be soul conscious? And so going into the depth of these 5 senses and really questioning my state of being a yogi, I was kind of, okay, yeah, there's a little bit more work to do here. And it took me into, I would say, about 4 Amrit Velas. Incredible. Honestly, one Amrit Vela, I sat, and when I stopped, it was almost 2 hours later, and I didn't realize it was 2 hours. I knew I was late, but I didn't think that much. And I was just trying to go deep into what's the problem? Why am I not like Baba is asking me to be, you know, like fully soul conscious, master of my sense organs? And it's like, you know, it pulled out strings that were kind of, I would say, not painful, but disturbing in a sense of I didn't know if I had the answer to address these issues. That it's not about the senses, really. It's about yearning for something so deep and realizing that why am I yearning for something so deep when Baba is right in front of me? And why is Baba not providing me with something that will make these other desires totally unnecessary? And I really, really enjoyed this journey into exploring my relationship with the sense organs. And it was, again, redefining my attitude in soul consciousness. And now I'm trying different things on a daily basis. I'm really in high alert, you know, with those 5 senses. And even when I listen to nice music, I tell my ears, hey, behave now, right? It's nice music, but I'll give you permission for only a certain level of indulgence. And not that I want to be hard on myself at all. I don't want to be superficial either. But I'm just convinced that if I can, how to say, pierce through, if I can really go through some new points of realization or some new real eye-opening elements, well, the connection with Baba will just change more. And my recognition of him will just change. And then I won't have to worry about anything else because I think it will follow. And the remembrance, I won't even need to make effort to remember. I just want to recognize him as he is and be madly in love with him. I remember a deep and sweet argument. I'm sure some of you may have been there in Madhuban when Daddy Kumarka was reading the Murli, and we read that Murli recently. That's why I remembered it. When Baba mentioned about being madly in love with him. And, or he was mentioning, sorry, madly in love with other people. And Daddy Kumarka, I remember, said, well, I'm madly in love with Baba. and Daddy Janki was sitting on the gaddy with her, and she literally gave her, with her elbow, no, we cannot be madly in love with Baba. This is not right. Madly is not a good word. And Daddy G, I remember that was one of the most hilarious TV show for me. I'm seeing everything in TV now, but it was one of the most amazing show in Madhuban on the Gadi between the daddies of Daddy Kumarka saying, no, I'm madly in love with Baba. And Daddy Janki jokingly saying, you can't do that. And the ways that they both expressed their love for Baba, we thought they're both mad anyway. So they could be madly in love for sure. They're both spiritually mad because they're so amazing and so wonderful. And we were madly in love with both the daddies at that time, I'm sure. So yeah, my journey is, I'm sure like most of you, being confronted with these two elements, how much am I really enjoying, improving, exploring soul consciousness in new ways, and definitely this feeling of being with Baba. So my little yukti at the moment with Baba is to really try to live with him. And I've done that many, many, many times, of course, but I'm trying to reproduce it in a more mature way, maybe in a more divine way, in a more, I don't know, me way, I can only phrase it that way, of knowing how it is to live with him. And when I go somewhere, I feel I'm with him. I know he's with us now. And I always like to search for him in the room, look for Baba in the room. They have those little drawings. They have so many heads of dogs, and they said there's one cat. If you're clever, you'll see where the cat is. I think this is a yogi exercise. You see so many dogs, but where is the God? Where is Baba in the room? Where is Baba in my heart at this very, very same moment? And I really know that our future as a family is going to be strengthened by our love for Baba. And the last element I can share with you is the efforts I've been making lately on, I'm madly in love with the Brahmin family, no doubt. I used to have many conflicts because my ego was a little bit annoying and kind of fat and ugly and too big and speaking all the time and taking all the room in my head. And I went into an ego diet. It was very painful, but yeah, I put my ego on a diet for a long time. So it kind of shrank sadly and miserably, and kind of got little like old plum, that gets a little dry. And why I did that is because I realized he was on the way in my ability to love BKs. And the reason I couldn't get along so nicely, I love everyone, but not truly always. And I find that by trying to kill the ego as much as possible, I got much closer to brothers and sisters and everyone, really, honestly, everyone. And when I ask myself, do I really, really, really love all these souls? And the answer was, well, kind of. And then I made efforts, to love more. And what I found today is, one day I was jokingly saying, that's it. I have no more karmic accounts with anyone. I have no conflicts with anyone. And I was kind of joking. But I think that joke was so good and so powerful that it became a reality. And I didn't expect it, but I thought, why don't I keep thinking that way? I have no karmic accounts with anyone. It's over. It's finished. I'm done. Check. That is done. And it's been a year, I think now, that I've been exploring that. And I really feel I have no problem with anyone, not even Donald Trump. That was when he was in the States as the president. He was, as a news person, he was sometimes challenging me a little bit, even him. Just good wishes and fine. And he's a great actor, by the way. He's a really, really great actor. So I found nothing in the heart for anyone, and just love. And the love for the family, I know, comes from my connection with Baba. And I'm totally convinced that as a family, yes, things are happening, but I think we're getting closer and closer to each other, and we'll be so happy, I think, to go hand in hand in the golden age together and say, wow, we made it, like exactly as we did in the last cycle, isn't it? I feel that way. And I'm so happy when I see some of your faces that I know, and I know we'll go together. So yes, victory to the Shaktis and victory to the Panda. And I'm so glad that we almost made it, actually. We should say that, no? We almost made it. We're there. It's almost cooked. And we can smell. It smells nice. Well cooked. All right. I'm getting close to my time. I'm taking into account how much silly thing I'm saying. Matthias will just turn off the camera and say, sorry, we lost connection. Anyway, thank you for inviting me. It's so sweet to see some of your faces and yes, your hearts and your smiles.